Alright guys, this is going to be a impromptu way to install your Pro Lifter on your A300 Patrol or your Beretta 1301. So we got our 1301 Pro Lifter here. Sorry, my camera's off to the side. I don't have much room here, so just working with what I got. So we got our A300 Patrol here. I'm gonna go ahead. Obviously, we are clear. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that trigger pack out now. So I'm gonna lay this down here gently. Trying to do this to where you can see what I'm doing. I guess you can see what I'm doing there. Take me a pen and my hammer. I'll turn my fan off so you can hear what I'm saying. It is just hot. I'm going to drive this pin out. Okay, and that is your only pin that you will have to take out to remove your trigger pack assembly here. So this is your shell release there. See if it'll focus. Okay, so you got your shell release here. It's what releases the shell out. You got your, your hammer. There's your struts. That rides in there. Pretty positive reset. This is the lever that when your bolt comes back, when it reciprocates back, it pushes that up to help feed that next round. So we're going to take this apart and we are going to install that Pro Lifter. And yeah, I'm going to take you with me. I have not looked up any videos on how to install. We're just going to go for it. So let me go ahead and get this cracked open and then we'll go to it. Okay, so we got our Pro Lifter here. Looks a little bit different, as you can tell, because it's gonna basically just sit just like this. I mean, dimensionally it's about the exact same. You can see on the bottom there, this is gonna have that. If I can get over here to the camera, sorry, it's so much over to the side. You got that little lip right there, where this one doesn't, where your shell release button is. So basically what this is going to make it do is this is going to stay upright so you can feed your shells, but then when you go to release this here, it's going to drop just like this, and then once it's back up in its upright position, it's going to stay like this, out of the way. We'll show you. So there's a little D clip here. See, I really gotta get a better tripod. Let me see if I can wiggle this thing a little closer. Alright, so see if I can get it to focus here. See this little guy right there? There's a little D clip wrapped around this and this is what's going to retain your trigger pin. You can see there's little, see if you can see that here in the light. There's little ridges. And basically that D clip is gonna it's gonna help retain that pin in. So basically what we're gonna try to do, I don't have a specific tool per se, but I'm just gonna see if I can just wedge it. Okay, I see what we're going to do. So I got it wedged one area. I'm gonna take another. See if I got something smaller. This will do for now, I guess. Try my best not to lose this. Basically, I'm just prying it apart. Let me see if I got something smaller. Take a little bead drill bit. I think, oh crap, just got it off. There we go. So, here is, I'll get it right here. This is your D clip. Even looks like the letter D. Okay, put that right there. So as far as I understand, I should be able to just drive this shell holder out. Let me see if that's exactly what we're doing. Okay, now the pin retaining bushing is out, and it goes out. It's a different size on one end, so it can only go out that one size. So basically, the D-clip side is smaller. Let me see. Hang on, I can't let go because I got spring tension on that. Guess I'll just do it anyways. It's got a little ridge that D-clip indexes to right there. This side, let's see, is bigger. So, bigger side's got to be the side that comes out. So, put that over there. Alright, so this just kind of comes out. And you got your lever there that when the bolt comes back, pushes this up. So that's got to have spring tension on it. I'm sure this just kind of comes out. We'll see. This is the spring that pushes on that. I'll let you look at it here. Man, I'm sweating. It has to be 130 degrees in the shed. Alright, so basically there's that. This is just the rest of your trigger pack. You shouldn't have to adjust anything else that I know of. But let's go ahead and just see if a little force will get this to come out. I think so. Yeah, literally, you just push it and it comes right out. So just make sure that I just want to see. Yeah, so it's going to index like that. Okay, so I'm going to put that over there. Now, so we're done with this guy. Sayonara. Alright, so we're going to put this one back. So let's put this back in this way. Make sure you got the skinny side, the actual pin side, coming towards you. So you're basically lining up these two holes. And, well, why is it not going? There we go. Okay, there. Now we got it. So, now that we got that, what we're going to do is take our spring, make sure, get it right here. We're going to see how this is kind of trying to fight me here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to turn this fan on, sorry. What we're going to do is we're going to push this down, and then we're going to get this piece back through. So you might have to see me struggle here for just a sec, but basically we're just going to push, kind of just hold the best you can. It's not that hard, it's just that my hands are slippery. There we go. Alright, so now that we got that almost pushed through, give it a little tappy tap. Let's get this piece. There we go. I think we give it a little more tappy tap. And I think we're good. Okay. Now we're just gonna test function here. All right, so it's gonna sit like this. Okay. So up and out of the way. If you can imagine me loading imaginary shells in my mag tube there, that's how it kind of works. And then when you push this to release a shell, voila, it drops to pick up the shell. Bolt comes back, whoop, and what do you know? So we can show how that'll work in the gun. Pretty cool, pretty cool. We do need to put our D-clip back on. So I wanted to show you a little bit of a closer up in detail of how this D-clip goes into this groove right here. So if you can kind of see that, you can see there's a hole. I'll get my finger in. You see that little hole right there? If you look on the, you can see through it. You see where you can see the silver part. See if I can get my finger now. Right here, there's a hole. Okay. Best thing to do is to take the flat part of the D-spring and basically wedge that in place, and then wrap the circular part around it. So what I'm doing is I'm essentially going to take something that holds it in place, like hold that, and then I'll take either my fingers or something else and just pull and snap it around till it clicks. And then that's going to give your trigger pin some good retention there. So, because that flat spot's supposed to essentially meet up in these grooves here, and that's what keeps it in place. So I hope that's helpful. Alright, so now I got it in place. Took a little finagling. As you can see, you see how it's a little bit loose? That's because I basically have played with mine for a while. What you can do, be careful not to lose this first and foremost, but you can take this out and you can compress it just slightly. You can see how it's not sitting flat there, but it is hooked in, and I'm sure it'll work fine because it's you know, basically locked in place. But if you're anal about these things, make sure that you have at least some spring tension. You don't want it to be popping out, because it is still held in place by this ever so tiny lip here. But yeah, I'm probably gonna try to play with this just to see if I can. Oh, there we go. I got it out. Let's see now what I'm gonna do. I'm sorry for my dirty fingernails too, because working on these guns, you will get dirty. And I try to use as least tools as possible when I'm doing some of these reviews, so that way you don't feel like you have to have some kind of certain tool to you know, have your gun to work. But you can see this right here. I would not make this acceptable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out, I'm going to rebend it, and then I'm going to try again. Yep. Oh, now it's holding down. What I did a little trick here. I wish I would have filmed it, but I didn't because I didn't know how it's going to turn out. But I actually just flipped this ring up and around, and it still stayed in place right here in the cutout. And what I did is I just basically stood the spring up like to here, and I took something like the back of this punch and essentially just pushed it down and past where it kind of wrapped around the back end here, and I just basically flexed it, and then then basically rolled it back over, and it snapped in place. So now we're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back in the gun, and yeah, enjoy your new Pro Lifter. So let's see if it has any spring tension. And it does. So basically I felt it click there. I think we're going to be okay. But if that pin right here starts to walk, that's because your D-clip is damaged. It's kind of tricky. You don't want to flex it too much, but then again, it's pretty cheap spring. So alright, so let's show you how this works here. Let me adjust the camera. Okay, this is really about the best angle I can work with here. So anyways, so now that we got this release the bolt, you can see here shell carrier's up out in the way. So I'm going to take a shell. Yes, this is a live shell. The gun is empty, as you can see, for my safety aficionados. Oh, can't really see it right there, but anyways, I'm going to put the gun on safe, and you can just see how easy that is. I mean, it basically just sits in there. So easy to put in. So, and these already have the enhanced loading ports. So basically just whoop. Now, you press the shell release. Look what happens. It drops. And now it's going to feed it up. Voila. Stays out of the way. And then I'm just going to rack this out. Alright, so you want to boop. Just like that. And man, that's going to make feeding that much easier. So